Hi there, Susie Nathanson here. I just wanted to come on today in honour of International Women's Day to tell you about this painting, which is of a very special lady called Dr Anne-Marie Imafidon. She was voted last year as one of the most influential women in tech in the UK today, and is the CEO and founder of a company called Stemets. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later on, so bear with me. She's also the trustee, or one of the trustees, at the Institute of the Future of Work, which is all about researching and developing ways to improve working lives in the face of technological changes. She's also the host of a very great podcast called Women Tech Charge, which is a series of discussions with female entrepreneurs and inventors, all about how they got there and what they're doing. And if you haven't already discovered it, I really recommend it. It's really grounded conversation and great listening, often very funny. So I met Anne-Marie a couple of years ago, and this was at a time when I was thinking about creating a series of narrative portraits of inspiring personalities. I told her a little bit about this and asked whether she would be up for getting involved, and thankfully she agreed. And this painting, which is effectively an interview in paint, was the result. The whole process began with an in-depth discussion where I asked Anne-Marie about her journey, so the people and the ideas that had inspired her, the challenges and obstacles she'd faced and how she'd overcome them. And what emerged was a wonderful, rich tapestry of visual references, which I've tried to incorporate in the painting. What I'd like to do now is take you on a quick tour of the painting to tell you a bit more. And at the end, I'm going to reveal a very special additional feature, which will require a demo. So stay tuned. First off, basic info. The painting is 100 by 100 centimetres and is on canvas. I used a mix of mediums, beginning with a base of acrylic and then working on top of this with oil and spray paint. I'm still quite new to spray paint, so it was a really fun exploration of a new medium for me. I've got Anne-Marie leaning forward slightly with the idea that she is in conversation with us. She was so easy to talk with, so I wanted that to translate into the portrait. She is wearing one of her famous necklaces to champion the friend who sells them, but also to characterise her self-professed practical approach to life, in that this necklace is a quick fix to turning basic leggings and a t-shirt into something glamorous, requiring very little effort or time. At the bottom left of the painting is the computer scientist and United States Navy Admiral, Grace Hopper. Her famous line, "It is often easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission," is a favourite quote of Anne-Marie's, so I've included it here. Above Grace, a rocket leads our eye up the painting. It's not quite the teleportation superpower Anne-Marie would have if able, but a reference to her life of frequent travel and the extraordinary energy she approaches it with, although given lockdown over the last year and things, probably not so much of that going on at the moment. Next, we have a totemic twist on the emoji of a woman shrugging and holding her hands up. It is the emoji most used by Anne-Marie in messages, which I took the liberty of developing into a comical play on the gender equality issue. Iconic male symbols of the moustache, suit, tie and hat are stamped across these women, a nod at the historic push-pull relationship between women in science and patriarchy. Across the top of the painting is Anne-Marie's name, writ large in graffiti, conjuring the East London roots of which she is proud. It is also the celebration of two key dates. September 2012 was when Anne-Marie attended her first all-female tech conference in America, where the keynote speaker highlighted the declining number of women going into the tech industries. It was an eye-opening moment for Anne-Marie, inspiring her on the 12th of February 2013 to launch Stemets, which aimed to redress the balance by empowering young girls to explore career opportunities in these industries. At the top centre of the painting, the iconic Wi-Fi symbol is paired with the Stemets logo. This logo was created by Anne-Marie to illustrate the different elements of the STEM industries. The heart, a reference to science and biology. The star, a reference to tech stars. The hashtag, a reference to structure and engineering. And the plus sign, a reference to maths. The Twitter birds, in tandem with the Wi-Fi icon, reflect Anne-Marie's constant connection to the outside world. By her own acknowledgement, she lives on Twitter, liking it for the way, in her words, you can't bang on. Moving down the right side of the painting, we have an emoji face with a bell in place of a mouth. It introduces the idea of bell ringing in the context of bringing attention to important questions, thinking about the consequences of actions, especially in the realms of invention. It relates to the work Anne-Marie is doing with the Institute for the Future of Work, which aims to create guidelines for self-checking and thinking more deeply about our application of new technology. Under this is the British information technology pioneer Dame Steve Shirley, who is another big inspiration to Anne-Marie. Dame Shirley's famous line, "You can always tell ambitious women by the shape of their heads, they're flat on top for being patted patronisingly," was quoted by Anne-Marie in our discussion. So here we have a flat-headed Dame Shirley for good measure. Beneath this is Shuri, the scientific whiz kid from the film Black Panther. She is a character that Anne-Marie's friends have often compared her to, both for her technical expertise and grounded humour. Last but not least is the little hermit crab which nestles within the folds of Anne-Marie's necklace, a nod to her star sign, and more specifically an echo of an often mentioned wish of hers to one day become a hermit. With Anne-Marie being such a figurehead in tech, this portrait also represented the perfect opportunity for me to try out a new piece of tech myself, applying an augmented reality feature to this painting. Quick shout out to a fellow friend and artist, Trevor Jones, for introducing this concept to me. Here's a little demo of how it works with the painting.
Lots of things, but most of them fall under this banner of making sure that science, technology, engineering, maths and all things technical are truly accessible to girls and young women, and that they know it's somewhere that they can come, they can belong, that they can be influential, that they can be creative, that they can solve problems, but also that they can be fulfilled and deserve to be fulfilled in.
I hope you enjoyed that. What I love about these new tools is the ways in which it allows traditional portraiture and technology to work together, and in doing so creates new dialogues and quite literally new levels of connection. The applications for this are endless, but what really interests me is how they can be used to help raise awareness for certain causes. For example, here we have Anne-Marie telling us in her own words about her company Stemets, and giving us that opportunity to click these links to find out more. I would like to create a lot more paintings like this, so narrative paintings of interesting people with inspiring stories to tell. So if this triggers any ideas for you, do let me know, because I'm always really keen to have a chat about these things. And I'd also really like to know what you made of this augmented reality feature. I'm sure some of you are already familiar with it, but maybe others less so. So I invite you to tell me your thoughts in the comments below, as I'd love to open up a conversation about this. That's pretty much me for today, but I will try and come on again soon with another story to tell. For now, however, wishing you a great rest of day, and I hope you'll be celebrating all the wonderful women in your lives, and all the best, and speak soon. Bye.